going on. You know what's going down. You know what's going down. All right.
Those happy days, celebrating goals and celebrating wins, the good times. Welcome to CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. I'm JT. That's Lee. Tonight we have Byron Ryan coming up from South Kakalaki, hanging out on his. I said, Ryan. Where are you coming in from, Ryan? Ryan said, my front porch. I said, you're damn right. So welcome,
yes.
welcome. But at the same time, man, I got them blues, man. I feel like
come on.
I don't
it ain't
know
that bad.
What's the percentage chance that we can even? Well, whatever. Lee, introduce the subjects. We'll talk about
it. Yeah. First off, man, before we do anything, we have to give a shout out to the shipping department, because on this show we love the shipping department. Without the shipping department, apparently there will be no live show, man. We love the live. We love the shipping department.
Go off the rails. Go off the rails.
That's right. And everybody that gave me a shout out for my birthday today, I appreciate y'all, man. Happy birthday.
Are you serious? Did I miss it was your birthday?
Yeah, I was waiting on that text.
Oh, shit, man.
Happy birthday.
Hold on, I'm going to send you a text here in a second. Gosh.
Go ahead and send it so I can respond back.
I'll figure out something to do for you soon.
Yeah, fair. And Smitty, man, yes, this is live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. We do a live show, at least during the season. We drop fan interviews on Tuesday mornings or Tuesday afternoons. We'll just say Tuesday.
Yeah, we always say Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll do it Tuesday. And then if it's an away game, we shall do a watch-along, except for this Saturday, unless, JT, you want to run it by yourself, man.
What are you going to do, Lee? Why won't you be able to do the watch-along, Lee?
Because I'm going to Cincinnati.
Damn right you are.
Yeah, I'm going to go watch the game instead. So
no.
Yeah.
So you're going to get, like we did at the very beginning of the season, you're going to get some fan reactions.
I'm going to try to vlog it or whatever the cool term is.
I don't think no one says vlog and it's just say you're going to throw something up. You're going to be up there.
Yeah. I will definitely be and you know who else? Give a shout out to the Yeti clan. If you guys are not following these guys, you should. These guys are legit guys, man. They always show up, come even after the lost Saturday, right, against Toronto. Dude,
even when I'm sorry, I just want because Ryan, we want your opinion, we want to hear everything, but this is one thing I gotta say is after every home game in the background, every single time, Blue Furia and their drum line and whoever the drums were are always back there partying, no matter win or loss, even the last recent losses. But this game was the first game I've ever seen the guys just walking out with their drums on them with their sticks at their hands.
Yeah, it was a weird.
No one was dancing, no one was playing.
100%.
So I mean, it was a weird game all the way around. Like being on the sidelines, you just had a weird feeling like the entire night. It was.
Did it start with the delay of the game?
I mean, I think that may have fed into it, but overall, there was just like a weird, ominous, like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Well, at least they got us in. With the whole delay thing, I was like, my gosh, not again. But that was the worst part. It never rained at all. A little spattering here and there.
It's the weather away from here, right? So before we get too deep into this, give a shout out to Adam with Defend the Queen. If you want to enter tonight's competition, it's #rigged. I beat y'all to it tonight.
Aren't you a clever one, Lee? Aren't you a clever one?
What are y'all going to do?
It's the haircut, y'all. Look at that haircut. He said, listen, I got this fresh do. It's looking good. I'm going to put #rigged.
Yes.
I'm going to put #rigged. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We see you. Thank you, Lee. We see you.
Thank you, Amanda. Yes, the fans were leaving in droves, man. It was I mean, so many people were just leaving. Like in the 75th minute, they were just leaving, man. You know?
I mean, I could speak on that as a third party because I mean, I'm not as you guys know, I'm not a massive Charlotte fan. So as a third party, it looked like the fans were defeated, and it was like it was hard to break that down. I've never seen the Charlotte fans look like that. Like you could see it in their face. They looked defeated.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
no,
I mean,
the goals went down. I mean, the whole like
Yeah.
when it was 1-1 or we thought it was 1-1. It was 1-0, and we were so sure that Jaws scored that goal, and it even was up on the screen. That's like the 46th minute, you know, because. And then right after, or I think it was 0-0. And then right after that, they came down and scored on us. And then when we thought we tied it up, they came back down with a. It was
so
like
this is it though, right? Like what the podcast is saying, the OFL podcast is saying. It's like if you're a true fan, regardless of the result, you stay until the final whistle, right?
Mm.
I mean, the fact that
Yep.
you and I have to run out right at the final whistle, and we can't like try to get signatures and autographs and all that fun kind of stuff. But you can tell when, like 75th minute, man, it was droves, man. You could just see them leaving. It was like they were going to miss the bus or something.
I mean, it looked like and I hate to put this out there, but it looked like a Panthers game. Not gonna lie.
No, and that's it.
It felt like an NFL game. Like, hey, fourth quarter, let's see if we can get to the car before everybody else does.
remember Lee. Remember that one fan? He was saying that is like, I don't want them to become the Panthers.
Yeah.
And then Austin God messed with it. It's called it Panthers FC. And then that goes back to the whole discussion of having our own stadium and all that stuff. But I was like, man, it can be what it is, but damn, hitting us on both. Panthers about to play. Well, guess what, man? Maybe the Panthers are going to do good this season. And guess what? It's not over yet either. Say that's shit.
That's the wrong football, and we don't care on this show. But that's this comment.
I like that idea. I like that. Yeah. We don't like the NFL.
No, it sucks, man. Like, but there's a lot of people that get on Facebook, at least. Facebook, the groups there are kind of get a little toxic at times. And they're always complaining. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just in the blood or something, or the way I've been raised. But you just don't leave a game no matter how bad it is or what kind of run you're on. You stay until that final whistle.
Not to mention the money, too. I mean, just paying it and the time you got there, and, you know, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing is
yes.
Them tickets are too expensive to be walking out. I mean,
Well, even
let's be honest, them things are not cheap.
What I would say is, if you're walking out of the supporters section, then really, what are you doing? Now, maybe you got some scout tickets that were super cheap, but don't be in the supporter section and walk out, because that's you are an oxymoron. Because that's some bullshit.
Okay, but would you be an oxy or would you be just the second word? Just drop the oxy. You're just a moron.
Be in the supporter section and walking out by the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
around.
It's just crazy.
Like Ernesto says, right, man, it's a wake up for the team. Like, I kind of hope the team felt the disappointment we had. And it's like, you know, a lot of people have been saying all season that we're hitting above the belt. I'm going to disagree. I think we're right where we probably should be. I mean, our midfield is pretty much non-existent other than Bronico. I mean, it's like a donut, right? There's just nothing in the middle there, man. It's either defense or we're trying to score. And then, you know, back to the Toronto game, I mean, I would like to see Bender take a couple of shots. I mean, he was right there. Like, make the keeper make those saves, right? I mean, it just – and then they just – basically counterattacked us, and their Italians beat our Italians. So say what you will, Brian.
I mean, my thing is and I'll say the same thing I said on Instagram, well, before I got banned. Copyrights are not fun, but the thing is deeply and truly, and this is asking you more than kind of putting it out. Yeah. Did you really think that y'all were going to stop those two guys? And that's an honest question.
So I was going with the 1-1 sort of score, and a lot of people we had on and we had talked to, they were talking about it's just going to be one of those ones where we shoot like 4-3, 5-4. Because I mean, to be honest, Toronto had no defense either. They just had their DPS showed up when it counted, and our DPS didn't, and we
But
had
their DPs are on a completely different level of your DPs.
100%.
Let's be honest. Those two are world class Euro level winning superstars. And I mean, and they're still at the top of their game. But the thing is there's just some, and like you said, there's just something missing in the midfield, and that is that creative guy.
Well, hopefully he moves up
that you need
Saturday, because apparently visas are done. Yes, and we're missing Caruso for sure on our back line as well.
But I mean, that Malinda, the French guy, honestly, that's your best center back. The Charlotte fans may sit there and disagree with me and say Carujo's better, but Malinda is, at just seeing for one game, that kid is going to be special. I mean, he's 6'4", almost 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's really. I mean, you got to think he outran Insigne to the ball multiple times. That takes a lot for a dude that's 6'4" over. You know what I'm saying? Insigne, who's what, 5 foot beer can.
Got that long gait.
Yeah, I mean, he flew down the field, and I mean, the pass that he made, that pinpoint pass, I think it was to Bender on the sideline?
Yep.
Running down the side. I mean, that's the kind of passing that y'all have needed all season from the center back position, and it's there. The only thing is Carujo may be the better guy beside him, and that may make your center defense locked down.
But you know what? I mean, Jan can also hit those long diagonal balls too. So we start him over walks.
The thing is with Anton's played all of these teams a lot.
No,
so
he's not a bad player by any means.
Do what?
I say he's not a bad player by any means.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he has the experience because he's played all these Eastern Conference teams before. So he's never lost to Orlando except for with Charlotte. But the thing is he's a guy that knows the opponents. Sobocinski can definitely do it. The only thing for me is has he played enough either internationally or in the MLS to really warrant him starting over Waltz? That's my only question.
I mean, the thing was, he hasn't started a real game since Charleston back in preseason. For whatever reason, he didn't fit in the Mars system, and Latanzio has kind of worked with him. I mean, to say why he's starting now is probably because Carujo's hurt. But, I mean, I think when he has played, he's been solid. I think the only reason he didn't start this weekend was because he had a knock as well. So,
well, and my thing is has anybody ever seen the Vincius or Vincentius Melo? Has anybody ever actually seen him play?
I will say I've never seen him and Top Bin together in the same room.
Okay, I can be personal. I can say this personally. I've seen them both in the hallway. Yeah, you can't confuse those two. I mean,
a whole different story.
I mean, Jorge's hair is way better. Top Bin's got a way better hairdo than that kid does.
Yeah, I mean,
muscle wise, yeah, that kid's got Top Bin by like 200-pound bench press.
Yeah, I mean, the poor guy, I think he had some surgery in Brazil, and then is that him?
Yeah, that's what he looked. He doesn't look like that in person though.
Yep, but
he's a squatty little guy. But I mean, I don't know what to expect from him. But he's one of those guys, kind of like Sobocinski, who's been on the roster all season, and you really have never seen him play a lot. And Sobocinski's finally getting in there though.
Ryan, this is interesting though, because I'm looking at Vinny Mellett. Listed as 5'11", so he's not that short, but yeah, he's under 22 and he's 20 years old. But 5'11".
That's a we'll say an NFL 5'11".
I got you.
Yeah, Melo does.
He's closer to 6 foot, or we'll say an NBA 5'11" because he's a little taller than that.
Well, apparently Melo is minty, and CLTFC Luca is going to die by that. So fair.
Okay, I don't know what minty means, but sure.
Minty is the
That goofy ball thing that walks around.
a mascot.
God, y'all need a better mascot. Thing is weird.
What do you mean, y'all?
I'm not a Charlotte fan.
Who are you?
I'm Byron Ryan. That should be clarification enough. Tottenham Hotspur.
I mean, I'm in Charlotte. That's why.
Who are you? Who?
Yeah.
My thing is everything is better when, like, for me, I can stand back and see it from a third party perspective.
Fair.
So I can be more subjective. People may call it hating on, but it's not really hating on it. I'm more evaluating without a emotional attachment to it. So I'm gonna see a player differently than, say, you or JT or Top Ben or any of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is if I sit there and say, yes, this kid is massively talented, I'll normally compare them to a Bayern player or an international player that makes more sense to, like, somebody that would be in, like, my fan base, my audience. Kind of like Ben Bender's kind of like y'all's version of a Thomas Muller.
Yeah.
If you release the leash and allow him to just free roam and just do what he does, because he'll find the space. You just can't lock that kid into a position.
Well, I mean, he's scared to shoot too, though. I mean, we saw that was evident this weekend. It's like, man, take a shot at goal. I mean,
he's scared, or was he told not to?
Yes, that's the other thing. I don't know if he's scared, because I've seen
I'm going to go with
some of these players getting told that
Why?
they need to do this and need to do that.
What do you mean, why? I mean, he was right there in front of the goal. Instead of shooting at the goal or at least across the goal, he cut back and it killed him.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Why would he be scared? I mean, why not just take the shot?
I don't think he's scared. I think his confidence is kind of shot.
Well, I mean, that's it, man. I think he
Weird.
Yeah, Ryan, I love CLTFC, man. Whatever. And I mean, there was a comment here talking about the formation. Where'd it go? Anyways,
what formation?
Like maybe switching it to yeah, exactly. Kevin says it right here. You have 0 chance of scoring if you don't take the shot. Like,
yeah,
it was close enough to where if the keeper saved it, he was probably gonna fumble it, and I'm sure like Carroll or whoever would have been on it. So
my biggest issue was, why is Swiderski moved to your outside? You have Carroll Swiderski playing out wide.
We only put him out wide because of Andre, right? I mean, Andre's better up front.
But he's not a header guy. If you're crossing it in and trying to go off of somebody's head, Shinyashiki's about the size of my shoe. If you have both of those out there, you play a maybe a 4-2-2-2, and you run that two attackers, 2 strikers, with 2 attacking midfielders or 2 wingers behind them that can create. Kind of like, for me, I would run the same back 4, but then I would have Bronico and Jones as your farthest back 2. Your next 2 would be Bender and Shinyashiki, and then I would have Mackenzie Gaines and Carroll Swiderski. Well, no, okay, if you do that, then you put Reyna in there.
Well, I mean, I think the problem that Latanzio is running into, and not to defend the
is he doesn't have a contract.
Well, no, I mean, he's got his issue. He's got some sort of contract, right? I mean, he signed.
He's got an interim manager contract, but the thing is he doesn't feel safe in that job. You can see it when he walks around.
I mean, at halftime, we knew subs needed to be made. Who was making the subs? Who were you going to sub in other than Quinn from Bender? Who were you going to put in? I mean, we have no depth. We are limited on the amount of players that we have. Like,
based off of what?
What do you mean?
You're limited in you're limited in the midfield as far as you can only really bring in Quinn or you can bring in Bender.
Yeah.
But as far as attackers, you have Reyna, you have Awful that can play an attacking role.
The problem wasn't up front or the back. The problem was in the middle. We just didn't.
Yeah, but the midfield, It's not that you don't have the depth; you just don't have the players. Like, period.
Same thing.
But you can have Christian Fuchs play midfield as well. He can play defending mid. Yeah, he can play defending mid.
Oh, if you
okay, he's too slow, but he's got 2 center backs behind him.
Bronico and Jones in there, shit's not going to work.
But the thing is you can rotate Fuchs in the middle with Jones as a center defending mid.
So you
can allow
off?
No, you take Jones off. You allow Bronico to go forward and backwards because now we understand he's got a powerful shot. Like a really powerful shot.
I'm going to disagree with that.
I mean, you can disagree with it, but I mean, the thing is and you can base it off of a Bayern Munich type of way of running it because you've got essentially a Bayern Munich type team right now, just minus the midfield. But the thing is you've got an abundance of attackers and you've got not a solid midfield, but you've got a decent midfield. The biggest thing that you're missing is a creator.
We don't have midfield. We do not.
He said it was a donut. He said it was a donut.
Yes, it's a donut because you've got an 8 in Bronico, you've got a 6 in Jones, but you don't have. Bronico is an 8. What in the hell are you trying to base that off of? Bronico is your only 8.
Well,
he's the only one that can go forward and backwards because he's the only one on your team that has the engine to be able to do it.
I need to get my popcorn. I love this. Y'all keep going. Keep it on.
I'm saying Bronico by trade is not an 8.
Oh, yes, and I'll give that to you. But the thing is based off of what you presently have, he's the closest thing to an 8 you've got because he's the only one that can really make that run back and forth.
But we saw how that worked this weekend, right? I mean, he played the 8 this weekend, basically. Like, I'm not.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is maybe it's not Bender that you need to be playing in the midfield with him. Maybe Quinn McNeil's the guy that kind of can slow that attack coming straight down the middle. Does that make sense? Because Bender doesn't defend very well. Quinn McNeil will take your head off.
Isn't Quinn McNeil the only one, to me, Lee, that seems to actually be able to create something in the midfield that really is pretty good at bringing it up?
I mean,
yeah, he's basically all you got right now.
We got, yeah, exactly. I mean, but
when does Nuno Santos come?
They should all be ready.
What month does that show?
They should all be good to go this Saturday.
See, and that's another big issue. Is Charlotte had arguably one of the best finishing runs of the transfer market. The only bad thing is it's taking you 5, 6, 7 games to get the guys in.
It's taking like 3 or 4 for sure.
But I mean, Santos can create. Watching him at Benfica, that kid can create. It's just you've got to find out if Latanzio locks him down for some reason or allows him to do what he does. And the other thing is there is, looking towards next year, there is a creative midfielder that will put butts in seats. Now, granted, Uncle Tepper is going to have to pry that wallet a little wide, but James Rodriguez is not happy in Qatar.
Well, I just don't. So the way that, I'll say before the current president and when we first started the season, it was my understanding that for DPs, we were probably looking around $7 to $8 million tops. We were going to create players and sell them on, and that was going to kind of be our thing. That was going to be our business model. But then, as you see, I mean,
that
Chicago
model sucks.
100%. Toronto. I mean, all these teams.
LAFC, LA Galaxy.
I'm trying to think more East Coast, but to your point, right? You could see how a DP changes the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because our DPs were not scoring, and we got Jaws, and we got Carroll, and that sort of thing. And I'm not even going to knock Jaws on this game because I feel like he played a pretty decent game overall.
But he's not really a scoring threat. He really hasn't been since his time at Lech Poznan. That was when he was more of an attacking scorer. Now he's more of a setup guy.
Yeah, but at least he's bringing it to the goal. That's the one thing with Jaws that we like to see. I mean, he's taking on defenders. And even if he's doing that just to set it up something else, my God, he's going towards the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think Latanzio has been more forward facing than what it was before Mars. I know there was something out there the other day, maybe yesterday or the day before, where they had compared the basically
Exactly the
Latanzio.
same records.
Yeah, they've played exactly the same amount of games and they got the exact same record. But to Latanzio's defense, and I'm not just defending him because he's a current gaffer. Like again, going back to it, we have no midfield, right? Like we play.
But you can't keep saying it that way. You have no creation in the midfield. You have defending mids. They're really good.
You can beat anything on paper, right? And defending midfield, perfect. Yep, I agree with you. We got Monaco and Jones.
So you just don't have the creative aspect. That's a major flaw that you've missed.
Yes, 100%. Yep, that's what I'm saying.
And I think that now let me run this by you. You just signed Shin Yoshiki, right, to a long-term deal.
Well, 3 years. I think we'll probably
get
for the MLS long term.
For the MLS, 3 years a long time. Do you think Shin Yoshiki can create as a 10?
I prefer. You know what? When he was on the roll and he was scoring and banging them in, I would have sat Carroll. Right.
Well, my thing is Shin Yoshiki really scores best coming off the bench?
Well, I mean,
because he's better at attack.
Well, the question with Yoshiki is all about the energy level. It's like, can he keep that energy up if he starts at the beginning of a game? Or is he the best coming in at the 56th minute or so late recently, but early this last game, at least he came in earlier. But is he best coming there to be that punch? And that's what I'm always questioning is, can he have that same energy level in the 70th minute if he starts the game?
No.
Shin Yoshiki's not a 90-minute striker.
Yeah, for sure.
He's an off-the-bench change of pace from Swiderski. Swiderski's going to be your traditional Polish striker. The same thing as Piatek, Milik, and Lewandowski. They're all built the same way. They all play the exact same.
Which is
he can pull back. It's a 10 that's willing to and Lee, you've seen Harry Kane play enough. They're along that same type of mold. They'll come back and run and play center defending mid if they need to. But their biggest issue is you have to put it on their toe or you have to put it on their head or they have to just create it themselves. And if you notice, Swiderski's goals mostly are on his head, on his toe, or he created a lot of it. And that's just the quintessential Polish striker. That's the way they all play. I mean, you can watch Milik at Juventus, you can watch Piatek, you can watch Lewandowski. They all play the same way. And I've compared all of them before. Swiderski's goals are pretty much exactly the same as what everybody else from that country scores. But the issue with him is because there's no creation, he's really your only creator over a 90-minute span. That's why he can move outside and cross. He can fall back to the 10 and set up another guy. And but you don't want that guy to do all of that if that's supposed to be your primary striker. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I think a lot of us, that's what we're bitching about, right? I mean, that's our whole complaint. All season long, we've been missing that creative midfielder, right? The link up from the back to the front, right? Who is that guy? I mean, we've never really had him. We try to put players in and they didn't match up. And then obviously with the firing with Mars, and then those players wanted to leave. And like going back to what we said earlier, we got rid of the deadwood and we brought in the players, but it's taken time to get the visas and everything and get them ready to play. So, and
I said before, the last game, the makeup game of the season, not going to be the last home game, the last game of the season, I hope it worked out this way and to have a win. But that's when we're finally going to get it right. It's like, hey, that's the combination. And
I mean, Kevin's not too far off with that. Did y'all shine Shin Yoshiki as trade bait? But the difference is with from the MLS and say the NBA or the NFL, NHL, MLB, TAM cash, like the different variations of cash, the general allocation money, that type of money you can just send for a player. So Shinyashiki plus general allocation money could possibly get you somebody really good. But the thing is he really worth trading? Because you could possibly really use him as like your super.
Oh, we lost him. Yes, and definitely Adam, I think Nuno is going to be our creative midfielder, man. And yes, I think I agree with this too. Right? McGree and Ruiz were supposed to be those connections.
Is a badass when he comes off in the 60 minutes.
It's coming back. I love how it freezes the picture up.
Yeah, we got you now, man.
Okay. Yeah, my internet's spotty. Thank you, Spectrum. I love that. Yeah, arseholes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
but no, Shinyashiki, like I was saying, Shinyashiki off the bench for 60 minutes is a monster. That is your change of pace striker. You've got once Shinyashiki comes on, he allows Swiderski to go to the left to fall back to the center. But the biggest question that arises when you sign Shinyashiki and he wants to be that striker, that off the bench guy, what do you do with Daniel Rios now? Because Rios effectively is, and I hate to say it because if he's watching, he's utterly worthless at this point. Because you have Swiderski and then you have Shinyashiki as your backup guy. So now does he fall down to the third row? Does that make sense?
Of course he does.
But does he want to sit there and do that?
Well, I personally think that the deal with Andre is we're probably going to sell him on. That's what I feel like at the beginning of the season, win a transfer market next summer. I feel like we're going to sell him on. That's
but the thing is that's the guy that you kind of need to keep because he's that off the bench guy. I mean, without that, what do you really use in that form as? And I mean, let's be honest. None of this matters. Talking about next year, if you don't have Latanzio as your coach next year.
Well, let's talk about that, right? Because a lot of people were saying Latanzio out, right? And at least
that shit.
No, at least last Saturday, right, JT? When we heard
it from multiple. But hey, who are you going to go for first anyway? I mean, the easiest decision always is get rid of a coach. And I was saying too, is like get rid of a coach. He's still technically the interim head coach. Well, like he's been given the job.
I personally think that the man has not had enough time, right? He came in,
Agreed.
He came in under a lot of turmoil, right?
Yeah.
And y'all came out like a bat out of hell when he first came out.
And then we sold off a lot of players, right? I mean, the poor man's trying to find, hey, I've got these players, I need to fit them into this system, and I need it to work. Otherwise, it's not, right? And I mean, Kermit says, right? I feel Latanzio doesn't have a genuine system he wants to implement because he doesn't have 100%, right? So my point is, personally, I think Latanzio sticks around for another season at least. And if not, if he doesn't stick around next season, we need to bring in a true coach or somebody that's been in the MLS and that has shown their worth. Otherwise, I would rather give Latanzio another season.
Well, my thing is you really can't give Latanzio another season. It's either you sign him and you take him for multiple years, or you let him go. Because the thing is you can't sit there and try to sell or sell to a DP player, like a big name DP player. You can't sit there and say, well, look, this is the situation we're in. This is the formation we're running, but maybe next year he might not be here. Well, so I mean, the thing is that you're gonna start running into those red flags of you're already an expansion team that's went through 2 coaches, and this guy still hasn't gotten a full deal. And next year, if he doesn't get it, then it's how many red flags do you have?
If they started, they got to sign him to multi-year for sure. Even if they got rid of them the year afterwards, there's always ways just to pay him off But yeah, obviously they can't be like, hey, we're going to sign you for 1 year, because then that basically makes him an interim coach again.
I've been screaming what Ernesto's saying all season long. Austin last year, they came out the gate pretty good. They fell off towards the end of the season like we did. Off season, they got rid of the deadwood. They brought in the players that they needed to put in there. And then, hey, they beat LAFC last week, what, like 4 or 5-0 or something, right?
Yeah, but LAFC really doesn't have nothing to play for at this point.
They're
already automatically in the playoffs.
They still had Bell and everything else, right?
Yeah, but Bale doesn't play every game. Neither does Chiellini.
But he did against Austin, is my point. And what I'm trying to say, right, is I think if I've always said, and JT, you can back me up on this, I've always said second season is where we grade this team at, right? This year is obviously a building. It's a puzzle. It's
house money, baby. House money.
And I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like next season is our season.
That sounds so Tottenham Hotspur.
No.
Yeah, that's a.
Damn. Oh, look. Spectrum done locked him up. Spectrum done locked him up as soon as he's talking shit about the Hotspur. Coys, man, Coys.
That's what he gets. That's what he gets.
I love it, though, man. He's burning the heater on the front porch. Potatoes in the background.
Our season.
Straight from York County, South Carolina. Hey, tell Roscoe we said, what's up? Where you at? Damn, Lee, you okay, man? You doing all right? Get you a drink of water, son. Damn, y'all, look. Ryan the pistol spectrum. Lee's choking on something. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna keep it cool for now. Shit.
Well, I mean, my thing is I'm on the front porch, so I mean, if my dad starts watching Netflix and goes shopping on Amazon, and
I'm just messing.
But I mean, yeah, the thing is like I was saying, the we'll be back next year is a Tottenham Hotspurs line. But I mean, the thing is what do you go into next year with? That's your biggest thing. Is what are you going into next year with? Do you have a full-time coach? Do you have a roster that you're going to stick with?
And I think there would be less dead weight that we need to offset. And
what other dead weight do you need to get rid of?
I mean, I don't know.
At the very least, we'll have a full roster that
of dead weight.
We're going to cut any dead weight and move stuff around, tam and game and all that kind of stuff. We aren't starting from, hey, this is our first DP. This is our second. This is, we're not building the stupid, although a good corporate saying like, we're building the plane as we're flying it. Whatever. We'll have a full freaking built plane, even if it's not the best plane, can land, and then we can figure some shit out. But this
and then fly straight into that mountain.
Money is we are still figuring out. We're still building. Not to mention we got rid of our head coach in the middle of the season, which is insane.
Well, the thing is that guy wasn't built for the MLS to begin with. Let's be 100% honest. Ramirez or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean his plan of trying to pretend he's Pep Guardiola, that shit don't work.
No, of course.
That shit doesn't even work for Pep Guardiola. You know what I'm saying? Show me how many Champions Leagues that's won him.
Right. So I mean we pretty much beat up the Toronto game pretty good, right? Cincinnati. I mean, have at it, man.
Dick's out for Harambe.
Well, I mean, Cincinnati did.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
We're going to take a flag with us when we go, and we're going to take it because Cincinnati did kill him.
Yeah, those bastards.
I know, man. What the hell?
That's all you need to say about them. Fuck Cincinnati. Yep. They killed Harambe.
Asshole. Lee, are you going to be tailgating? Are you hanging out with Cincinnati fans? What's the theme? What are you going to be doing?
Yeah, my understanding is that we're going to be chilling with kind of like how we do, right? We invite the other supporters into our hour. So we're going to be those away fans. So yeah, we're going to go hang out. And apparently my understanding also is I'm going to a Cincinnati Reds game. So I don't know about that. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a baseball player by any means.
So you're going to have 4 hours of bored off your ass.
I'm just going to watch paint dry.
It's fun. if you're doing other things, it'd be so long though. It's so.
Oh, so you're talking about? So you did see the video of the Blue Jays game where that guy and the girl in the 500 section was doing the nasty.
Oh, today? Yeah, I read.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But I mean, if you're there for 4 hours, I mean, eventually that's going to come up.
Hey, if you're there
But
for 4 hours,
the thing was,
see a doctor. You might need to go see a doctor if you're in the upper deck for 4 hours.
But the thing is the final score was Cubs 5.
We do call it round.
Yeah, the Blue Jays 4, and then those two up in the top had 2 runs because they scored twice.
Well,
he got caught by the cops sliding into home.
So what do we?
You high quality entertainment right here, folks.
Yep. So
now you see why I'm never invited back, everybody.
Never invited back. They didn't give us a chance.
Yeah, actually, hey, we'll do that, Yeti, if you want to meet up, man. But a lot of people actually saying for you to come back on the show, man.
See, third party perspective.
No,
see? It just took me a season of actually watching y'all to kind of break all that down.
Yeah, see, look, man, you got some fans out there. Hey, Ryan, anyways, we'll touch that part after the fact. Cincinnati. No, I was going to have you plug yourself, but we do that at the end of the show, right? And if you're new to the show, hit the sub button. If you've been here forever, hit the like button. We appreciate all that fun stuff. And so, Cincinnati, it's pretty much a must win, in my opinion, man. We're either going to win and still have a chance. How are the scores going tonight? Are the scores going in our favor tonight? There's a lot of MLS action tonight. And
I know Atlanta was losing to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the people that are in those playoff spots. I need them to lose.
Philadelphia's in a playoff spot. First playoff spot.
We're not catching Philly. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm talking about more like
me and those. But the thing is what you okay, based off of my and I'm gonna, because of it's Cincinnati and Harambe, my gorilla math. If Charlotte wins out and they get, I think it's 15, 16 points for the remaining games. If you have certain results fall in your favor, you can logistically and mathematically fall into the 6th or 7th spot. If you drop 1 point between now and the end of the season, your shit's done. Yeah, so my thing is with as far as Latanzio, if you drop points against Cincinnati, right? Say it's a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 draw, and you only get a point out of it. You've got what, 5 games left, 6 games left?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we don't
start
win
playing,
we're done. If we don't win this weekend,
well, no. But the thing is you're not done. That if you drop, hold on, let me explain. I'll tell you. You'll like it.
I'm gonna mute him next.
I'll sign language that shit. I don't know if that's a gang sign or if I told you to steal second. I don't know. Yeah, but the thing is if you say you draw Cincinnati, right? Worst case scenario, you lose, whatever. But the thing is you have 5 games left in the season. You've got Philadelphia left. You've got NYC. You've got, I think, another away game, Columbus, and then Red Bulls.
And then we got Nashville at home.
Yeah. So the thing is you've got 4 to 5 games left. You've got an international break before you play Philadelphia, Columbus, and Red Bull. You allow Latanzio to just say, you know what? At this point, I still don't have a contract. Fuck it. I'm going to try this lineup. I'm going to try a 3. I'm going to try a 3 at the back. I'm going to try Shinyashiki at the 10. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a 4-2-2-2. You just start throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks to the damn wall. And the thing is what ends up happening is you either get your asses dragged or you beat the ever-loving piss out of somebody because he finds the right combination of the right players at the right time. Hell, you could beat Philadelphia by 10 goals if he finds the correct combination. Now, granted, Philadelphia is probably not going to happen because Andre Blake's a fucking monster.
You know it is.
But I mean, you throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. And because the thing is at this point, what's Latanzio going to lose? He doesn't have a contract. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors if he does or if he doesn't have anything in the works. But if he doesn't,
sit there and say shit on it. Let me see what I can do.
Brian, I think the reason Vargas started over Andre was just simply for the fact of the contract. Now that he's signed, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more of him.
Vargas is another guy that's kind of really good for maybe a 20, 30-minute span. I don't see him as a 90-minute player either. Because even when he plays the 70 or 80 minutes, it's really only 20 to 30 minutes where he's extremely effective. And I think it's his confidence that's shot to hell. So I think that may actually be the entire Charlotte issue is their confidence is just shot to hell. They just need somebody to put a foot about 3 foot up their ass and get them motivated to get out there and get your shit together.
Yeah,
I would prefer they go to YouTube, they Google or they search halftime of Byron Ryan on YouTube. There's a nice 10-minute video with me and Christian Fuchs. And if they watch that video, Christian Fuchs does like a 6-minute halftime speech that would have fans and players running through a freaking brick wall for that guy.
Yep.
They just need to have somebody in there that just rips into their ass right before the game starts, just to piss them off and get them jacked.
Well,
because I don't see it. Well, Latanzio doesn't. He doesn't.
I mean, he can't because he doesn't even speak English that well.
Well, I mean, he speaks pretty good English, but the thing is it's not.
Well,
he doesn't throw off that Antonio Conte, that Hansi Flick type. I'm gonna rip into your ass. That Pep Guardiola. He doesn't give off that energy.
Well, who is besides Fuchs? Who else would be a leader on the team that could actually? That's another thing.
Bronico.
Yeah, Bronico, Mayor of Charlotte.
Yeah, the mayor. You're right.
Okay, he ain't the mayor of Charlotte. Y'all got to stop that shit.
No,
I don't know who comes up with I don't know who comes up with these goofy names. Y'all got to stop that.
Hey,
that man didn't get elected.
Hey, listen, you don't live in Charlotte, so we're not going to worry about that. Okay?
Yeah, you don't even live in this state.
I know you don't even live in this state, man. Come on now, Byron Ryan.
I know you don't even live in Germany,
hey,
right?
I know. Man, you know October.
Oh yeah. Let's go down that road.
Celebrated in September, right? Don't forget that. They celebrate.
Is what?
Oktoberfest is celebrated in September. Don't forget that.
The beginning of it is the second half is actually in October.
Well, the first part it starts now in September.
It's the last week of September.
Man, harvest that shit. Get that grain in, man.
All right, ladies.
Y'all don't want me to have no grain.
Yeah. So with that being said, give me your score prediction for Cincinnati, Ryan.
Based off of the way Cincinnati's playing, the way that y'all's playing, and being a third party perspective, I'm going 3-1 Cincinnati.
Fair. Go ahead, JT.
I mean, based off of the way that they're playing.
Yeah. No, that's good. Go ahead, JT. And if you guys want to drop the score predictions in the comments too, we'll take those.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Cincinnati.
2-1 Cincinnati.
Well, I've rarely picked against us, and I always be a homer. But I mean, to Ryan's point with Latanzio, fuck it. I'm gonna say Cincinnati's gonna win, and maybe that turns our tables in a different way.
See, I feel like our away form is kind of flipped on us.
Yeah, you made that point to the fan. We're doing better away than we are at home.
And I think, I'm going with the 2-1 Charlotte, actually, I think.
That's it. I'm saying they're going to lose, and Esteban Center is going to win.
Yeah.
I like it. The winds of change. Season of the witch. The winds of change are upon us, friends.
That's right.
Let's go.
Right. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Charlotte. I think we're going to keep our hope alive and finish ninth.
Keep hope alive.
Yeah. So everybody that wants to enter the drawing tonight's #rigged. Our friend Adam from Defend the Queen is letting you guys pick whatever you want from his portfolio. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to put that in there. And if you guys have any questions that you want to answer or want to talk about in the chat, throw them up there.
And drop it to Ryan, because Ryan has been bringing the Ryan's bringing a very unique perspective from the whole idea of not being a fan of Charlotte or MLS for the most part, but you're a huge Bayern fan. So Ryan, real quick, how'd you get into all this, man?
As far as the sport,
No, yeah, soccer and everything.
I mean, I was kind of born into it. My grandfather was a Bayern Munich fan from the time that he was in Germany, came to the U.S., went back, served in the U.S. Army. My dad was born over there. They watched a lot of Bayern. They were actually original Sud Curve members in 1972, which is the Ultras group.
Nice.
And so basically, I was born into it. The earliest Bayern game I remember actually watching on TV was the Porto Champions League final. So basically, I was born into it, and it kind of went away for a little bit, but that's about it. What is that? We need the
Instagram.
Hey, everybody that's on here that follows me on Instagram, I'm sorry, I violated a cardinal sin of Instagram and social media by copyright infringement. I'm probably never going to get those people back, but
because you used the word Bayern.
No, because I took a Bayern Munich highlight and I trimmed it down and basically used it as a motivation because it was 3 players getting a yellow card, and it was basically overcoming the adversities that you can't control. And the Deutsche Football League hit me with a copyright claim, even though the Supreme Court has passed multiple laws that say that's transformative art. Instagram and social media can't keep up with copyright laws. So, but yes, I am on Twitter, so y'all can come follow me on Twitter. I've already gained I think 900 and some odd followers on Twitter just by getting back on there and talking shit again.
All right, we're gonna do this drawing real quick, man. And so
now, what's the rigged thing? I don't get the rigged. What's hashtag rigged?
So
You got to fill me in.
every time we try to come up with something new for people to enter, and every time everybody loses in the comments, we get hashtag rigged.
You have to put in a
Okay.
hashtag something to be in the drawing.
Yeah. So our point is I tried to preempt everybody screaming rigged tonight.
So yeah, Lee's trying to get ahead of it this time.
Yeah. So
It
here
should
we
be
are.
hashtag Ryan's a badass.
I mean, that would be a lie. Hashtag lie.
That would be rigged.
So, anyways, here we go. Let's see who's gonna win.
Oh, this has been fun.
Yeah,
Just don't give it to Wesley. Don't give it to Wesley. Don't give it to Wesley.
Ernesto.
Ernesto, congratulations.
If you're not following
Yay.
Defend the Queen, man, reach out to him and follow him, and he'll get you whatever you decide you would like out of his portfolio. And
his shit's really good. He did a picture of me. That shit's awesome.
And
Nice.
or you can give us your info and we'll just get you in contact with Adam. And we really appreciate Adam with Defend the Queen, doing these giveaways for us each week. So anyways, with that being said, anybody but Esteban, yes. And it's still rigged for real. See, that's what we're looking at. So
Of course it's rigged for real.
yeah. All right, Ryan, man. So if people wanted to follow you for unknown reasons, I don't know why they would want to follow you personally, but if there was a reason, where would they find you?
On Twitter, it's at Byron Ryan, like down in the corner, or at Byron_Ryan. If they want to follow me on TikTok, it's at Byron Ryan, no space. On YouTube, it's Halftime of Byron Ryan. That's where I do all my match day vlog, interviews with players from Charlotte and stuff like that. And the new Instagram is the Byron Eye, because I've used so many Byron Ryan ones that I don't think there's any left. I'm like on my 6th profile at this point.
Can you not just use like Byron_Ryan 1?
No, because actually people have taken that actually.
Have they really?
Yeah. People are arseholes. They think I'm going to buy it off of them. And it's like, no, I'll just come up with another dumbass name.
There you go. All right. And for us, JT, where can people find us?
In hell if they don't change their ways.
CLT. You make me laugh now. I love it. CLTFC Fan TV on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube's, all that good stuff. maybe TikTok one day if I get my shit straight. Nonetheless,
That shit's crazy, dude. I
Oh,
just started
I
a TikTok and I don't understand that shit.
well, we've got some really fun interviews and fun little bits from so many of the fan interviews and stuff that I just need to get creative with it and do some good shit with it.
All I
Hey,
know
you're
is I don't
welcome.
get followed a lot on that because I ain't nobody's dancing monkey, and I'm not like a 12-year-old trying to film a dance in the middle of the street. That's just crazy
That's
shit.
right. But if someone is a dancing monkey or a 12-year-old who wants to dance and then come talk to us after the gate, we'll be right there where the big LED screen is after every home game and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And you can watch it later on taped. And hey, big thanks to Ryan, coming here. Dude, I love the sound effects too, man. The way you recorded all the cicadas and stuff like that and played it in the background to make
That's
it
just South Carolina.
and to have that filter. That's beautiful, man. I know you're in some studio like in New York City or some shit.
And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. And with that being said,
I got one more thing.
all right.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday, fuck Tottenham. Happy birthday to you.
Coys!
This is why we're not going to have him back. That last sentence he said.
Up the Arsenal, baby. Woo!
Oh, Lord. CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans, damn it.